Well, it's your boy, Aloha Nick.
And it's me, J. Rye L.A. Welcome to episode 1.
Episode 1, The Fortress of SoliDudes.
What's the title of this week's episode, Nick?
May the 4th be with you.
Absolutely.
And also with you.
Yes. We lift us up. All right. So anyway, we're live from the Buena Vista Studios. And so glad you could be here with us. So let's tell you really quick. This is the first episode. So before we get into May the 4th be with you, let's talk about Fortress for somebody who has no idea what the hell we are or what we're doing.
Fortress of SoliDudes. You know, this tradition started about a year ago at a music festival called...
In L.A., of course.
Aaron Style.
Yeah, Aaron Style. So Nick and I met at Aaron Style Festival and just instantly became brothers and absolutely love hanging out, doing the LA music scene, festivals, theme parks, all this fun stuff. And we decided, why don't we start capturing some of this?
I mean, I can't forget it. The first time I saw this, I see the silhouette of a man dancing Major Lazer. And he was dugging. And I was like, are you guys seeing this? He's dugging right now.
And next thing I know, Nick is coming over to where it's supposed to be the snowboarding half pipe. And he literally has me distract the security so he can go run up there and slide down in his jeans down the icy slope.
It's true. I'll do anything for friends.
And actually, yeah, we have it. We have that up actually on Instagram so people can go and see that very first moment where it all happened. But anyway,
I had him at hello.
Exactly. So our podcast is about life in LA and just having fun, just guys having fun. This we want this to be the show that has dudes talking. So here we go.
And dudes are talking, Jason.
Absolutely. So May the 4th be with you, of course. So Star Wars. This all began before Disney got a hold of Star Wars, which actually is kind of interesting. But I feel now that it's with Disney, I mean, the best marketers in the world, it's a whole different level now of people who had no concept. Everyone knows what this is now.
Yeah, it's insane. It's at this level now. It's celebrated worldwide. Disney has pins, shirts, everything to go along with it. And
not to mention lands with new rides, not to mention a fully immersive hotel.
True.
They've just gone so balls out with it.
Yeah, and that's great future plans. But what's going on at the park this weekend for Disney?
This particular weekend?
Yeah.
For Cinco de Mayo, for May the 4th? What do you mean?
May the 4th be with you. The Revenge of the 6th.
Oh,
they can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I just feel like, they do the rides. I get to hang out with Chewbacca. I mean, are we even going to the park?
We should.
Let's make that happen.
Let's make it happen. So let's talk really quick about the expansion that is coming to Disney. So we've teased it a little bit on Instagram. We're at the parks all the time checking it out. I'm extremely excited and also extremely nervous about what they're doing with Galaxy's Edge.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Why are you nervous about it though?
I don't think they are ready for what they're building. So quick overview. Right. 2 giant rides with systems they've never done before. So great. They're spending tons of money. It's going to be this amazing area. But when you look at the infrastructure of the park, it already can't handle what they have as of now. When there's fireworks, when there's Phantasmic, when there's too many people in strollers and electric vehicles, right? Like you already can't get around the park.
No.
And now all the way in the back, they're building the biggest expansion ever, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And there's 3 supposed entrances that are all tiny.
Yep.
The entrances are about the same size as what you do to enter like Frontierland or something. Like they're not that big. And this is going to be the first place in the entire world that this debuts. I think that they are in for a world of hurt. I don't think they're going to be able to handle it, the crowds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's Disney's problem every year, but hopefully this is a people eater. People go back to Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge and hang out all day, and I get to enjoy the rest of the park.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
There's no
such thing as a slow day anymore.
No.
Have you? I even when you look at how the park is sort of getting ready for this. Like, again, I love how Disney is spending money again. Like, they're
Hmm.
really blowing out budgets because they're making so much money.
Yeah, you
So,
make a couple Star Wars movies, you can do whatever you want.
right. So, like, even look at what they've done with, the original Star Tours. It sat being the same thing. Oh, this is my first trip too. Yeah,
Hmm.
thanks, Rex. Yeah, we got it, right? He did that for 25 years, roughly, right? The same spiel, right? So
Yeah,
now, finally, it gets updated because of the new movies, and now it's getting updated constantly. So
right.
every little thing, and I love that. I love that it truly is a constantly changing experience.
It is, and it only takes a couple movies or screens for them to do that. I think that's why they're trying to go visually with more of a screen thing, so they can update it whenever they need.
It makes it simple, and I think it kind of they took a page from that from when they designed World of Color,
Hmm.
because World of Color was built with that exact same idea too, where it's like, okay, well, the infrastructure is going to be the same. Here's all these jets. Here's all these Bellagio type fountains. Here's
Right.
all these water screens and all of this, right? We can change the movie. We can change the music. We can have the water shoot this way and that way and whatever. And um, I feel like that was maybe one of the things that reminded somebody at Imagineering to say, "Hey, why don't we do that with Star Wars and actually put some life into it again?"
That's a really good point. And it's also the permanent band-aid that is Tomorrowland, where they figured we need something we can change every few years.
Well, yeah, okay. So, well, okay, that's a whole nother episode. We're going to do a whole nother episode on the Band-Aid called Tomorrowland. Yes, you've already titled it. I like it. Let's pencil that for episode 4. Okay.
Keep listening,
All
guys.
right. But anyway, now we have to write that down because I sort of made a promise. But okay, but just touching on that for a minute, the Band-Aid that is Tomorrowland. Now, here's what I do like about, again, we're keeping it on Star Wars as much as possible here, but Star Wars has kind of reinvigorated Tomorrowland in Anaheim as best as they could, because when they started like celebrating Star Wars, and they did an overlay for Space Mountain, they added the Jedi Academy, right? And then of course they did the new ride overlay and completely redid Star Tours, right? So that's kind of keeping Tomorrowland alive at this point.
Right.
And then, of course, Launch Bay. So you've got 4 Star Wars. And Path of the Jedi. So technically, at some points, you had 5 different Star Wars installations,
Hmm.
plus, stormtroopers walking around, and that people love getting their pictures. Like
It is.
it's like an attraction into itself, seeing the characters.
The problem with that is that, yeah, all those characters are there, but only for a year. So that means in 1 year, that place is going to be a ghost town, and they're going to have to figure out what to do with it. They're going to rip that Band-Aid off.
True, not true though, because I don't think this stuff is really moving over there. I think
Sure.
that maybe some of the characters might go over there, but Galaxy's Edge is going to be its own thing. They're Star Tours isn't moving. I don't think the Jedi Academy is moving. I don't
Right.
think any of that stuff is going.
I bet you that they'll do a different show. They'll figure out a different show in there. I mean, if they could have both, that's great. But why don't you just call the park then Star Wars?
Well, I mean, they have enough.
Mhm.
I mean, technically, they could do that like maybe in Paris, or they could do it in
Right.
Asia, where they spend even more money than we do on their parks,
Yeah.
because they have other investors involved.
But that's the thing with Disney and whatnot is like when they do say something, that doesn't mean it's gold or that's Bible. I mean they're talking about Pixar Fest, but there's been Pixar rides at Disneyland for the last 10 years. So
Well, true, and to that end, like that, I mean that's kind of like a cheap overlay while we're waiting for Star Wars to come.
correct.
When Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge actually, opens, like it's gonna be everything that you hoped for. It has to be, because they're
Right.
spending so much money. They know that they got their butts kicked
Mhm.
when Harry Potter opened. Like, Disney had the opportunity to have that technology, and they passed on it.
Right.
And they let Universal have it. And Universal, again, did a great job with Harry Potter.
Right.
But now with Star Wars, Iger is great at his job. Bob Iger, is going to make anyone who follows at Disney look like a freaking genius, because with all the entities of the properties that he's bought between Marvel, between Star Wars, of course, finalizing the Pixar deal, right? It's like Disney is absolutely unbreakable.
They're printing money over there.
Yeah, yeah. but that being said, this, I know that the things that are going to happen in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge are going to be absolutely floor people.
Yeah.
There's teasers, but this is going to be stuff that we've never seen. They're not just going to like open and it's going to be like Universal where it's just another room of just screens.
Right.
Like no. Like
No.
they know what's on the line with this.
Yeah, and it seems like, the two main rides that they have opening there, one is the Millennium Falcon ride, which I'm really excited to pilot that.
Yeah.
I think it's more of just the experience of being submersed in the Star Wars land. I mean, you're not going to see cast members walking around in Disney T-shirts. You're going to see everyone in that element. I think it's going to be what Star Wars or what Harry Potter wanted to do.
I wonder if when the land opens, if to that point of what you're saying, I wonder if they're going to actually not have name tags. I mean, because
I
like
don't think
Chewbacca
so.
doesn't wear a name tag,
Right.
for example, right? But I wonder if there's going to be so many immersive characters that seem like they're in the show that you may, I don't know, maybe you lose a little bit of who's who and who belongs and who does. Like
Yeah.
they might get a little interesting.
I love that. Now, the big question is this: is that sometimes you will see cast members from different parts of the park walk through a Tomorrowland when they're dressed for Critter Country. You will not. I'm putting this on wax. You will not see someone from another land walk into Star Wars that uniform, because that is going to break the imagination, break the picture of what they're trying to make.
I think you could be right, but I also will say this. I feel like part of it is just straight location.
Correct.
You can't get to Star Wars. Nothing else is past Star Wars land.
Yeah.
So like you'll have no purpose. I mean, unless somebody clocks in at Splash Mountain and needs to get to Small World, they
Right.
may cut through there.
It's going to be a brand new area. I mean, I can only imagine the people working there are going to be just as excited to walk through and just see it if they need to go from one place to the other.
Keep watching our Instagram because now that's going to be a new mission is that when Galaxy's Edge opens, again, the official name is at this point is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for this new land that's being built in Anaheim. Watch our Instagram because that's going to be another one of our things. We're going to have to do a whole series of out of place cast members. So when we go to music festivals, okay, Nick invented this and it's pure genius. Please tell them real quick on the gnomes.
Oh my gosh. So, after going to many music festivals, I would see a bunch of people passed out, whether drunk, on drugs, maybe they just need a nap. So we developed a series called Lawn Gnome or Festival Lawn Gnomes, and it's people passed out at music festivals.
It's genius. And so between that and then now, this is it. So now we're going to start another series, which is going to be Out of Place cast members. There's a better title for it, but we're just spitballing here.
Working title. If you guys have any suggestions for that,
yeah,
throw that in the comments.
Absolutely. You're not going to get credit for it, but throw the comment in there anyway.
If you like, we'll help you out.
Exactly. But anyway, any other special things? So we're celebrating May the 4th.
Yep.
And
what are you going to do for that? What are you doing for the holiday of May the 4th?
Well, technically, we have another engagement this night. So tonight we're going to be at the Hollywood Bowl because the LCD sound system and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs are performing. And again, we're total music nuts, so we're going to be there. But I think we're going to throw a little Star Wars into the mix because we have to.
Come on, it's
right?
It's a 2-for-1. You're telling me I get to see LCD and the AAS and celebrate Star Wars?
Exactly. We're going to do it all. But on top of that, I don't know. You know what? I have these Star Wars cookie cutters at the house, so I think I may make us some Yoda cookies for later.
Cookies there will be.
I love it. And then, I mean, of course, the other big thing right around the corner is the Solo movie. So I don't want to get all into that because I know we're going to do another episode on that as well very soon because that's probably going to be episode 2 or 3, to be honest. Probably episode 3. See all these promises I'm making already.
Here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Disney has the Avengers that just came out last week.
Yeah.
If the Avengers wasn't supposed to come out last week, do you think they would have moved the Han Solo movie to May the 4th?
I don't understand sometimes. There's people that get paid a lot of money to strategize exactly why Disney and these studios put out movies when they do. And
especially for it being a Friday.
I mean, it seems like a missed opportunity.
right?
But, who knows? Maybe it's also the example of May the 4th is already its own thing. So why not take over another weekend? Meaning,
Hmm.
people who are into Star Wars are talking about Star Wars all this weekend long. And I don't even know what else is opening this weekend, but whoever it is, they're losing spotlight because
Yep.
people are talking about May the 4th and Solo coming,
Yeah,
right?
I think everyone's still riding that Avengers train, and then I think maybe a Deadpool movie in between.
Deadpool, and then you've got Solo, but something's opening. Something opens every week, so
Yeah.
something's opening this week. I don't know.
Good luck to whoever's opening this week
Yeah,
against Avengers Week 2.
have fun with that. It
Oh my
basically
gosh.
you're going to get a few bucks of being the overflow because Avengers is sold
I
out.
mean, they realize that these guys win fights in space, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they didn't all win in this one. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
But
shit. Winning at the box office.
yeah, it was confusing. I was confused. I felt kind of stupid actually watching that Avengers movie, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do that every week too. We'll have a part in the podcast of making Jason feel really stupid. It won't be hard.
Yeah, it's actually my favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's the highlight of this
You're
episode.
such a dick. Anyway, what else? What else for May the 4th as we wrap up?
Yeah, not too much. I mean, we're gonna be celebrating by seeing the best bands at the best venue. We're going to the Hollywood Bowl tonight. Stay tuned. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So this is just a quick little tickler, if you will, for episode 1. Giving you guys just some insight on Star Wars and a little bit on us. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Show that it's got all the dudes talking.
Yeah. May the 4th be with you, my brother.
And also with you.